Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Metro Atlanta North, which we affectionately call UUMAN. I'm Jim Nickens, your worship associate today, and I'm pleased you're here with me for just one thing. In the best tradition of Tom Sawyer, I asked many members of the congregation to submit a short video of the one thing they really want you to know. I had a lot of great responses, and I hope you'll find some of them meaningful. We are a liberal religious community guided by 7 principles that you'll find on our website. We are a welcoming community striving and struggling to build a diverse, multiracial, multi-generational, inclusive congregation that can better work toward our vision to be a vital and visible community for all, bravely working for the day when social, economic, and environmental justice is a reality. If you're a visitor today, please find the new visitor request on the front page of the website, and a member of the membership team will be in contact. There's still a lot going on in our little church, even with COVID going on. Please check the calendar on the website for all the things going on. Again, thanks for being here today.
Harvest Moon Auction 2020 is wrapping up, and I can't believe it, you guys. We actually pulled it off during a pandemic, a turbulent, uncertain election week, and in the aftermath of a tropical storm.
I know, it is crazy. And since this is our last auction team meeting, we wanted to make sure that we thank everyone for all their hard work in making it happen. I think it started with Tanya quite a while ago, who researched the auction platform and met with another UU church that used it.
Well, yes, but I was happy to do that. But I really want to thank the procurement team, Melinda, Sue, Jane, and Elizabeth, who solicited 158 items.
I absolutely loved sending all those emails.
And beat the bushes and track down donors.
But we really want to thank the data entry team, Carolyn, Donna, and Martin, who took all of those donations and turned them into an awesome catalog.
Well, I was happy to take those items and add the pictures.
And write enticing descriptions.
And figure out how to get all that donor and bidder data into Octria. But we really want to thank John Pruitt, who made sure we had a live Zoom meeting for our live auction event.
Well, I was happy to be your Zoom jockey, but you know what? I couldn't have done it without Randy and Kennedy. They were awesome auctioneer extraordinaires.
Well, I certainly had a good time hosting the auction again this year. And of course, I couldn't have done it without my co-host, that star of stage and screen, Kennedy Knowles. Kennedy, where are you? Are you here? I know you're here somewhere.
I'm here. I'm just eating the door prizes. They're still really hot.
Oh, I bet. Those were great door prizes, though. But you know what? We really want to thank all those generous members of UUMAN who donated all those items and who donated and bid so generously.
So Jill, tell us, how much money did we make this year? Wasn't our goal 15,000? Yeah. Please tell me we at least met our goal.
We met it and we exceeded it. So
what?
Wow. Can you
How
get
much did we make?
What do you
17?
Think? Let me
like
hear.
17, maybe?
18.
Do you want to hear 18?
No.
18,
No.
14.
God, we didn't do 20. No way. We did not make that. We never. We never.
20 grand?
17.
No way.
Okay, time. Our final number that we made was $22,264.
Woo!
Take that, COVID.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, UUMAN.
Showing up and supporting us.
Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Trambo the Tiger, and I brought some of my friends to light the chalice this morning. This is Estes the Elephant, and Mimo the Monkey, and Gervasi the
Giraffe. Say hi, everybody. Hi. We usually have lots of fun together. Sometimes it's hard to have fun, though, when there's so much happening in the world that seems scary or different than normal. So we're lighting the chalice to say that we hope everybody has some fun today. And we mean everybody. Did you bring the lighter, Nemo? Oh, forgot. Okay, go get it. I'll help you. Have a good service.
When we share our lives together, we strengthen the bonds of our community. If you have a joy or sorrow to share this morning, please enter it in the chat window. This is an update and a joy on young Jack McLean from Pat Calhoun, her son-in-law's nephew. He had a massive brain hemorrhage early this year and has been slowly making progress. Yesterday, he underwent an 8-hour surgery to remove the AVM, which had caused the problem, and to replace the section of skull that had to be removed. Pat's happy to report the surgery went well, and today he's actually sitting up and doing some walking and talking. He still has a long road to complete recovery, but he has the will to do it. And now I'll drop another pebble for those joys and sorrows, too tender to be shared today.
I'm Don Gross. This is what I wish everyone knew or contemplation while walking my dog. I wish all would think more on the sacredness of all life, from the smallest gnat to the giant redwood. The life force itself is an energy that transcends any one species. This force reaches into every niche and corner of our planet and probably beyond. Where minimal conditions are met, life will figure a way to insert itself and adapt to those conditions. During the course of our lives, we rush along blind and deaf to most of what surrounds us. Other species are far superior to us in their awareness of the world around them. On our walks, my terrier demonstrates an awareness of her world that leaves me in awe. With ears perked, she will leap into a pile of leaves 10 feet away to find a vole or shrew whose rustling she heard. To my poor ears, total silence. And that sense of smell. Science tells us that a dog gets far more of its world through its nose than through its eyes. I can only wonder what that nose is telling her as she trots along with it close to the ground or checking every inch of a bush or shrub. On these walks, I find myself contemplating a trail of ants and how creatures that small can organize themselves into a complex social structure. On encountering a spider web, heretofore regarded as a nuisance, especially if I get my face in it, I contemplate the wonder of a creature capable of weaving such a complex pattern, and do it with strands that science tells us are 5 times stronger than steel. Our UU principles refer to the web of life. We should be ever more aware of this. E.O. Wilson said, "Science can tell us how we came to be. It cannot tell us what we should become." And that is the unending challenge for us all. Blessings to you.
If there is one thing that I have learned in the 79 years of my life on this planet, it is that nothing is as important or serious as it seems right now. If you feel like the world is coming to an end, just wait and look back. After a couple of days, you think, why was I so alarmed about it? It's not really as bad as it seems. So, chill out, people. That's the best result.
Just one thing I want to tell everyone is wear your mask.
When I was growing up and somewhat full of myself, my mother often warned me that pride goeth before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. Proverbs 16:18. Pride is one of the 7 deadly sins and was depicted as the lowest level of purgatory in Dante's Divine Comedy. Also referred to as hubris, arrogance, or excessive self-confidence, pride has been regarded as the father of all sin because it promotes other character flaws such as envy, greed, and wrath. Recent social and political events provided us with numerous opportunities to observe the negative consequences of pride and arrogance. But more importantly, these events should remind us of the importance of virtues such as humility, gratitude, patience, and generosity.
Hey guys, Randy here. I know times are really crazy right now, and you keep hearing people say, you know, you got to be kind to each other. But there's just one thing I want to add to that. And that is, you can't be kind to another person until you're kind to yourself first. So let's work on being kind to ourselves. And if we're kind to ourselves, it'll make it that much easier to be kind to each other. That's my just one thing.
I was asked to consider one thing that I would hope for all: to live fully, to be in the arena. We can be caring, connected, loving, fierce warriors, willing to speak out if the silence demands it, willing to check our egos for the good of the community, committed to personal growth and to the work that serves all life.
I want everyone to know that even though it may come as cold comfort, as we currently witness a fascist regime refusing to cede power and using all of its usual tools of violence and intimidation to avoid ceding that power, I want everyone to know that every successive generation of humans is a little smarter than the one that came before. Human evolution invariably leads to more humane and more cooperative treatment by humans as they self-correct and they sort out that this is indeed the best way for our species to survive and to thrive, as it has for millennia.
A quote from Marcus Aurelius: "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." So during these uncertain times, as chaos surrounds us, remember, you can't control these events. However, you can control your reaction to them.
Reflecting on the seventh principle, I consider our interdependent web is inclusive of many races. Biodiversity is essential to life, providing checks and balances necessary for a more global common good. It was once believed that the plague was the fault of the Jews, or the unfortunate conjunction of some planets. In truth, it was caused by a bacteria harbored by oriental rat fleas. This snake ate 24 rats this year, but multitudes of others like it are decimated annually, not only through human ignorance, but because of the necessity for providing living structures for privileged humans of many colors. Thanks.
When I was in my late 20s, I ran into my old high school boyfriend on the streets of New York City. We hadn't seen each other in about 5 years, and when I asked Dowda what he was doing, he said that he was working with Kofi Annan's NGO, focusing in Liberia on women's rights. And then he asked me what I was doing, and I said that I was improvising, that I was making the funny around the country and on TV. And I said, not nearly as important as the work that you're doing, but hey. And he looked at me and he said, Kennedy, never underestimate the power of laughter to heal the world. And that really stuck with me. And I think that what he said is really true, that laughter is one of the best medicines. And even though we are facing times that are difficult and the world is in unrest, if we can find those moments to laugh, to find the comedy, even if it is just in a silly joke, or if you're a la the world's worst dad pun, it helps. It really does. So put a smile on your face, think of something ridiculous, and go ahead and let out a laugh. It is the best medicine. Besides antibiotics, if you need antibiotics, don't laugh to get rid of an infection. But laugh because joy is an act of resistance.
Self-worth has absolutely nothing to do with what's going on around you, with what people think of you. Self-worth does not change over time. You're just as worthy from the minute you're born until the minute you die, regardless of what happens in between. I mean, you're not a bottle of water that people pay $4 a 24-pack at a grocery store, $5 a bottle at a local bar, and $20 at a fancy restaurant. You're the authentic you. You're just as worthy no matter where you go and no matter what you do. Don't trust anybody who tells you otherwise, especially yourself. Be the authentic you, speak up, fight for your rights, and express yourself. You're just as worthy of happiness as anybody else in this universe.
The one thing I want people to know is to forgive. To forgive others for not being who you need them to be, for not loving you the way you need to be loved, for hurting you in all the ways that we can hurt one another. And then also forgive yourself for all of the above. That's my message. Forgive.
One thing I'd like everyone to know is that climate change is real and it's happening now. It's an existential threat to humans and thousands of species, and you can do something about it by pushing for legislation to address it and taking action now.
So I couldn't narrow it down to just one thing. I have 5. The first one is to find your tribe, whoever they are. The second is to take a leap of faith every once in a while. The third is to recognize the importance of family and friends. Fourth is to laugh out loud a lot. And the last one is to find what brings you joy and carve out time to do it.
In an effort to fulfill and further the vision and mission of this congregation, we ask that our members and friends bring forth and share their many and varied gifts. With this, we will now take the offering using the Givelify app.
Okay, now we're going to extinguish the towels, okay? All right, say goodbye.
Some closing words by Cynthia Landrum. We leave this gathered community, but we don't leave our connection, our concerns, our care for each other, our service to each other, to the world, and to our faith continue. Until we are together again, friends, be strong, be well, be true, be loving.